Hello there. We are here yet once again. Kusirikwe Mbare Msika. Yes, we are in the high-density suburb of Mbare Ombiles. That's where we were yesterday, and we had a blast. You will agree, we had a blast of a game, didn't we? As Scotland Mavira played Ibozo Highlanders. What a match it was, a pulsating 90 minutes. And we hope that this afternoon, yet once again, we will have another blast of a thriller. As the students, Herentals College Football Club, the hosts, take on Madamburo, that's Ngezi Platinum. Number 11, that's Herentals on the log standings, take on number 5, that's Ngezi Platinum. And a milestone record set today in Zimbabwe football history. Innocent Benza, the Honorable Innocent Benza, nicknamed IB9, the director of Herentals College Football Club, plays his 200th game here in the top flight. Since Herentals were promoted into the top flight in 2018. At 54 years of age, Innocent Benza is the oldest player in Zimbabwean football history to play at that age. That record had been set back in 1994 by the late Benson Soko, who used to play for Wange. He played the last game for Wange in 1994 at the age of 44. And Benza has done it 10 more years. So, he's in the lineup for Herentals. We're just wondering whether he can score a goal to cap that milestone record. Right, to help us look ahead at what promises to be an exciting match, let's say hello to two of our experts from ZBC TV Sports. First, the Real Madrid supporter, we call him Chinola. Let's say hello to William Mtingwa. And Chinola, 200 games. Would you have done it?
Oh, that's a milestone by IB9, the Honorable Member of Parliament from Mutasa South. I think he deserves the recognition for doing that. So, and with your bit of history, Benson Soko from 1994, and I think as Zimbabwean football, we should take note of such records being broken in the local premiership. I'm sure there are others who have reached that milestone, although not at that age, which must be passed on to the next generation, and people must recognize and take note of such a milestone.
Oh yeah, I'll put the same question to you, Sparrow. Would you have gone on and on like that from 2018 to now, playing his 200th game in the top flight at 54 years of age?
Age ain't nothing but a number.
But a number.
I think a very good milestone by IB, Honorable IB, and I think he has just shown the world and people out there that no matter what age you want to, no matter what age you are, if you want to do something, if you want to achieve something, you can all achieve it. And I think he's putting a lot in the game. 200 games in the Kasalaga Premiership is not an easy feat, and I think he has managed to keep himself fit, keep himself active, and playing well with a number of youngsters, and he has done a great job. And heads up and credit to IB.
Yeah, yes. Passionate lover of the game, and Herentals College, you will know, the highest franchise holding clients in Zimbabwe football history. They have 6 teams playing football in Zimbabwe. Right, let's talk about the game itself. Herentals do have a proud record against Ngezi Platinum. The head-to-head clashes, there have been 11 since Herentals came into the top flight in 2018. Herentals have won 5. Ngezi Platinum have won 3, and 3 have been draws. Last year, the first game was here at Rufaro, and Herentals won by 1-0. The reverse fixture was at Baobab Stadium, the home ground of Madamburo, and it was a goalless draw. So, Ginola, just on those records, Herentals, should they start as favorites? But then, hey, we can say, Madamburo have surprised even you, eh? I mean, who would ever thought with the exodus of 8 senior team players, most of them going to Caps United following coach Tekshua Chiragwi, they would be at number 5 after this early start to the game, to the season.
Yeah, that shows the good work being done at Ngezi there. I think their biggest achievement is having a feeder team playing in the Northern Region Division 1, the under-19 side, which is a feeder to the team in the Premiership, and they are doing quite well in that, having those players moving from the lower division to the Premiership, because remember they are under a FIFA ban, transfer window bans for not for owing former coaches a lot of monies, and they couldn't sign any new players. But not taking anything away from the good work being done by Coach Kumbira Mutuwekuziwa, is done so well.
Who's ex-Herentals?
Yes, the ex-Herentals. I was about to say that. Remember, the coach of Herentals today, Paul Benza, was assistant to Kumbira Mutuwekuziwa, right. And they are facing each other today. And the previous fixture, Kumbira Mutuwekuziwa faced his former boss, that was Tekshua Chiragwi, and he edged him by 1-0.
But in there, Ginola, as we see, first, the students making their grand arrival into Rufaro Stadium, and they are 11th on the standings, but they will be fencing themselves, Sparrow, as we see them just arriving there at Mbilez.
Definitely, this is a feature that the Rentals enjoy. I mean, they've got a superior advantage whenever they meet Madamburu, and you fancy that they will want to win this encounter after having suffered a 4-1 defeat to Hard Rock, and they'll want to quickly bounce back and win this encounter and push themselves up. They've done very well ever since they were promoted into the Kasalaga Premiership. They've managed to survive. They've almost won the Chibuku Cup. They were beaten in the final. They've almost also challenged for the Premiership, where they finished third in one season.
That's right.
So they're a team that's really a mid-table team, and they're always in the top 8. And I think they've done a great job this season.
Yeah, Herentals will always be Herentals. Never do you hear of strikes of unpaid bonuses or things like that. Herentals are a steady ship. A fine example to most Premiership clubs, we should say, you know.
Yeah, which is good management from Herentals there, because even if you have those problems, you don't wash your dirty linen in public. So Herentals have been doing quite well in that aspect, and we need to recommend them for doing such a nice management, such good management. And remember, they don't sign any big name players, but whenever they produce those stars, they will never stand in the way of any player. They will just let them go, release them, and as we see the Ngezi Platinum
arriving, Madamburo. They won this league title, you will remember, in 2023 under coach that's Deco Tekshua Chiragwi. But since then, well, they haven't won it, and then 2023. And then 2024, of course, it was Simba Bora. And last year, of course, we know the defending champions are Scotland. But here they are. They've got a few experienced players like Farai Madananga, a former Zimbabwe Warriors midfielder. He's a gritty one at that in the middle of the park. Still very, very subtle. And they've also got Marvelous Mukumba. And they've also got flying forward Ashwin Karengeja, who scored a brilliant goal here at Rufaro Stadium last season against Caps United. So yes, FIFA might have stopped them from acquiring any new players with that transfer ban, but they still have enough diesel or petrol in that tank, Shinola.
Yes, they've got a lot of platinum in them, which they use to diffuse teams that comes their way. And with gives the Platinum Stars, I'm sure Coach Kumbira Mutuwekuziwa would wish to continue on that trajectory. They haven't tested defeat this season, but they are facing a side that is so good at playing at home. And as you can see, the head-to-head record, which is just published here, that Herentals enjoy that head-to-head record over their counterparts this afternoon. So we are hoping that today the match will be very exciting, like we witnessed here yesterday against the Highlanders, between the Highlanders and Scotland.
Yes, we've thrown the gauntlet to the students in Madamburo to replicate what we saw here at Rufaro Stadium yesterday. Can they do it, Sparrow? Can they?
Well, both teams got equally good quality within the ranks. I mean, if you look at Madamburo, they've got Marvelous Mukumba. Marvin Gaki. These are seasoned players.
Who remembers Marvin Gaki?
Exactly, he's a seasoned player. He's one guy that can turn on the game on its head. They've got also Munemo in the middle of the park. He also does the dirty work in the middle of the park for Ngezi. So I think we should brace ourselves for an exciting encounter, as both teams equally wanted to win the game. For Herentals, the home team, they would want to go 2 games in a row being defeated. For Madamburo, they will want to maintain the unbeaten record in the 2026 season.
And one unsung hero in the Madamburo lineup is goalkeeper Darlington Murasiranwa. He represented Zimbabwe at under 23 level and should be knocking on the door for senior team selection. But we've got so many experience and very good goalkeepers. It's a tough one, but he is good. And imagine this. His dad was a long-distance runner, Armstrong Murasiranwa. He's dead, and he was encouraging his son to follow him in doing a long-distance running. But the son said, "No, Dad, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a goalkeeper." So he chose his path, and he's chosen it quite well, Darlington, hasn't he? Not following in the footsteps of his marathon runner dad.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done well in that aspect. And remember, we also have Tawanda Maswani, who is playing for Motherwell in the Scottish Premier Soccer League, and the Zimbabwe forward, Warriors forward. His father was also a runner, that's Maswani. So you choose where you think you will excel in the future. So I think Darlington did quite well in being a good goalkeeper and having represented Zimbabwe in the under 23 levels. As you see, the teams there warming up. That's the Herentals in the picture.
Yeah, Herentals, and of course they are led this season from last season as well. As we see their reliable skipper, the man who leads from the front, that's Ralph Kaundera. So he'll be hoping to lead from the front yet once again. We've told you that IB9 Innocent Benza is going to be there in the attack. Tino Benza still not on the team sheet. I think the last time he was injured. But Ralph Kaundera Sparrow, I mean, what a player he is.
What a player. He's had a great season, a tried and tested player, and he will be the key player for Ngezi. I mean, I beg your pardon, for the students in terms of looking for those goals. And he's the player who actually can get the goals for the students.
That's right. That's Ralph Kaundera. Of course, there's Brighton Majarira, former leading goal scorer there. They've got also Tino Takaringa, a very reliable goalkeeper in between the goalposts for a rental. So they won't be found wanting in terms of achieving success yet once again over Madamburo Ginona.
Exactly. With Ralph Kaundera, I think he has Champions League experience. He has played for FC Platinum in the CAF Champions League, and as a seasoned player, veteran himself. Even for Herentals, I think he's a trusted lieutenant. Having represented them from their days in Division 1, he went away, he came back home, and he's doing quite well controlling that midfield. And this season, I'm sure he's already on 2 goals. For a midfielder, I think he's very good. He always comes up with those crucial goals. And the Herentals, like Spencer was saying there, I think in Harare, they've been the best team in the capital for over a couple of seasons. I think for 4 seasons, consecutive seasons. They've been feeling top of even the so-called big teams, the likes of Dynamos and Cape United. I know those fans would not want to hear this.
So-called big teams, so-called the fans will not be wanting to say that. And we take a look now at Madamburo. And we were talking about the leading players. Farai Madananga, number 33. You'll see him there roaming in the middle of the park. He is the engine room for that Madamburo side. Of course, no longer with Richard Hachiro Dynamite, but they've got an able replacement in Farai Madananga de Sparrow.
I think he's a seasoned player. I mean, he's won the league with FC Platinum, and he brings a wealth of experience. Of course, they'll be missing their captain this afternoon, Kadamini, I think, who's not even in the lineup. But Madananga will carry the team. He's injured, yes. So I think Madananga will carry the team, and the experience he's got, having played for a number of teams in the league, I think will carry the day for Ngezi Platinum.
Yes, I did talk about the flying forward, Ashwin Karengeja. After he scored that stunning goal here, which was definitely a top contender for goal of the season last year, he blew cold, and we didn't hear. Well, he did. To be fair to him, he did suffer an injury in mid-season, and that's how he blew cold. He came back. He was never the same. So this time around, I'm sure Ginola Ashwin Karengeja would like to prove his critics wrong.
Definitely legendary CNN. And remember, in the last round of fixtures in the match day 5, he scored again against Caps United.
Seems to have a thing for against Caps United, doesn't he?
And it was a spectacular goal again. It was a quite good goal, a brilliant goal. But I think for contender for goal of the season, so far there was one scored by Kasongo at Wazanai Stadium there. I think it was a long-range effort beating William Toll in goals. So I think so far that is on top. Maybe followed by again by Allen Tumurombedzi from Caps United. He had an individual brilliant goal after a brilliant through ball by Kunde Benyu. But Ashwin Karengeja,
with his first touch of the ball, Allen Mukombedzi.
Exactly. He has just been introduced by Tekshua Chiragui Deko there. So I think Ashwin Karengeja had everything to prove, and being one of the few experienced players left in that side, he has everything to say, and there's a big shout. Remember, after the exodus of those big players, so you have more game time barring injuries.
And Badamburo did give a slap in the face, didn't they, to their former coach, Deko Tekshua Chiragui, after they beat them last time out at Buildup Stadium. We were all asking the question, who will stop the green machine? Who will stop the green machine? And Madamburo were quiet. They let their actions speak on the pitch. They were the first team to beat Caps United this season by 1-0. And that's goal, of course, scored by Karengeja. And now, I think the thing in the uppermost in the Madamburo fans' minds is we've got to stop this dominance by Herentals over us. And Sparrow, they want to start today.
They want to start today. I mean, they don't enjoy a good head-to-head against Herentals, and this is the perfect opportunity to really stop that, right? I mean, the students coming, like I highlighted before, from a 4-1 defeat, and the Ngezi also winning the last game, so really they'll want to push and try and continue on that trajectory and try and push forward and be with the top teams. And I think today is a game that Ngezi have to be at their best, because this fixture is not kind to them.
It's not kind to them. Well, coming up in a couple of moments, we always love. Did you hear that? We always love. Yes, at ZBC TV Sports, we always love to transport you into the coaches' minds. We will be doing that in a couple of moments. But right now, let me ask these two experts here before I forget who they think will carry the day first. The men from Real Madrid. Scoreline.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yes, sir. This guy, I don't know. I don't know about draws. He's trying to be diplomatic. Yesterday he said 1-1. Boom. So now I
said 1 point, 1
He's
point.
saying 1-1 again. Okay, 1-1 from the men from Santiago Bernabeu. Let's find out from the men from Old Trafford, from Manchester United. Yeah, it's from FA Cup here. Let's find out what his prediction is.
I think Herentals will win 1-0.
Oh, 1-0. Okay. So where does it leave me then? 1-1. He's saying Herentals will. So I'm going to balance it. You know me, I always like to balance it. I'm going to say Ngezi Platinum will back one over Herentals. They'll win by 1-0 with the coach, Kumbirai Mutuwekuzio. We call him the Tree of Knowledge. That's an easy one to guess how I came up with that nickname. Kumbirai Muti Wekuziva. Yeah, that's his nickname. I will want to find out what will happen. So 1-1. Right. I did tell you that that's the time when we transport you into the coaches' minds. We first talked to the man we call Uncle. That's Celestino Benza. He's the younger brother of the team's director, IB9, Innocent Benza, to find out what he is thinking about today's game. Then we talked to the Tree of Knowledge, Kumbirai Mutiwekuziva of Herentals. Sit back, relax, take a listen to what they had to say.
First of all, what is very important is for us to try and safeguard our goal and not concede. Because the 4 goals that we conceded against Drop, I think those were just too much for any team. So the first thing that we are going to try and work on is to try and make sure that we work on defending first. We've been playing at Rufaro for a very long time now, and we have a lot of advantages at home. So today again, I think that's going to also work in our favor, and hopefully we're going to bounce back.
There's a lot of confidence. We've not yet lost a match away from home, and we have liked the pitch. The Rufaro Stadium have been a good hunting ground for us for some time. So we are confident coming to the match. This is a different team. Herentals have been a bogey side to us, but we are prepared to face them and try to change everything regarding history. We don't depend on history. Myself as a coach, I always new to a new chapter. This is a new game, and we look forward to it, and we want to try and get the maximum points so that we continue into our quest for good run in the Premiership.
Right, you heard it from the gaffers' minds. Right, all you have to do is contemplate. Now, are we going to get another blast like yesterday? Let's wait and find out, because right now we are taking you over to the commentary box to join Tindo Tendai Sibanda sitting alongside Makela Max Mandizidza. We'll be talking to you at halftime.
Match day number 6, the last game of this game week. We are here. It has been an easy and opening fixture for Ngezi Platinum Seeds, coming from beating the log leaders Caps United, and the last time that it was played, they played away, they lost to Hardrock by 4 goals to 1. It's going to be an exciting afternoon of football, of course, with me in the main commentary country, Tendai Sibanda, joined by Max Omaduzitsa. What an afternoon of football, Max.
Well, bit of afternoon today, and expecting a very good game today. And we have both teams as well in decent form, especially in Ngezi Platinum Stars. We've had some very decent wins as well in between those, especially the notable one against Caps United, the log leaders. That was a very good one, collecting all the 3 points in the previous game, and they'll be coming here as well, expecting to win against the Herentals. We're probably not going to give them any easy as well. And I think it's a good day, and we're expecting a brilliant game this afternoon at First Stadium.
So it's a midweek fixture. Not a lot of fans who have turned up since we're just coming out from the Easter holidays. So now we're just waiting for the players to move away from the dugout, and they're going to be introduced onto the field of play. So now, as we wait to complete match day number 6, we saw good games being played last time around. Scotland hosting Highlanders here, that ended in a new draw. Rufaro Stadium has hosted some beautiful games over this past couple of days.
Yes, we've seen much of the action today, and I think it has been exciting. And we're just seeing the players walking into the pitch today. And we've also been talking about if the pitch was going to keep its form and its shape, and I think the pitch has been good. I think we have to give praise to the ground staff who have been doing a very decent work in terms of maintaining the pitch.
So now that's the players coming out of the dugout. Herentals College in their traditional pink and white, taking on the away team, Ngezi Platinum. Not donning blue this afternoon, but just some grey and some shades of blue. And we are going to be looking into the match officials also who have been trusted. But before we do that, we always wait for the national anthem. So just taking a little bit of time until we get underway with the national anthem of Zimbabwe. for national anthem to get us underway. And before we get into what's going to be an exciting encounter, there's going to be a presentation coming in from Herentals College, celebrating a man who's the founder of this exciting club. Not so many years they were introduced into the Casalaga Premier League. We're talking about their time in Division 1 football, winning the Northern Region Soccer League, and then coming in to win the Chibuku Super Cup. And we are talking about Innocent Benza. So he's going to be awarded or gifted his milestone, 200 appearances for the students. Herentals have come a long way, and they are gifting him his accolades of 200 appearances for the club.
Well, yeah, 56 years of age. I think a well-deserved Innocent Benz, as we just see him smiling, and I think it's a very momentous moment for Rangers as well. And you remember, he's also the director and the primary financier of the club as well. Also, actually leading the Herentals Queens, who have been so successful as well. And I think if you were to talk about the students, you can't say anything without mentioning Innocent Benz as well. It's just some of the players joining him in celebration, and it's all smiles. I think it's a great moment for Benza, and we say congratulations to him.
So it's a milestone that many footballers would want to reach, 200 appearances for the club. That's almost 5 seasons that he has played for Herentals, and it's a very, very big milestone. And remember, the last time around we were here at Rufaro Stadium, we were talking of Andrew Mbeba getting to 150 appearances, Prince Ndlovu 50 appearances for Highlanders. Just shows you what longevity does to your player. You keep on gaining momentum, and you keep on getting better as the time and the edge go by.
Definitely, and I was just looking at him during the warm-ups. I think he's still quite fit today. I think he can really definitely give you a run for your money, and he has been part of some of the most crucial games that they've played in the past, and it's just beautiful to see still him going as well. And whenever he's substituted, he never likes that. He always wants to stay in the game, but I would say congratulations to him once again.
So that's Herentals Football Club. Now we get underway with the match officials for the afternoon. Lawrence Mond is going to be the center referee. First assistant, Progress Chatsangwa. Kudakwashi Chirairo as the second assistant. And we also get to look into who's going to be the fourth official. That is Anna Mutanga, and the match commissioner, Brighton Mudzamiri. They see them on your picture, just deciding on how the game is going to go. Remember, these are the most important people in terms of decision making, the interpreters of the law. Sometimes we don't understand, and they are there to make it easy. And just looking into the home team, who has been trusted to take affairs this afternoon, Takarinda Tinotenda Ishe retains the sport in the middle of the post. Brighton Majaira, Moyo Blessed and Mpuma Tinashe make that defensive back line. Also, Gobusi Mondi Clements makes his appearance this afternoon, having played last weekend when they placed against Hard Rock. Innocent Benza, the man celebrating 200 appearances, also retains his sport. Chimbetu Wilmo coming in, and Milton Chimedza. Ralph Kaondera, the captain, the man you can never miss in any game day. 3 goals he scored this season. He's also part of the season. Now we look into Ngezi Platinum Stars. A couple of changes coming into this encounter from the team that beat Caps United. We are looking into Dalton Masarirano retaining his place between the sticks. Chirwa Gomezani, Praise Machengete, and Leslie Kashitigu. We also looking into Farai Madananga, who scored a goal, and then Marvelous Mukumba, 2 goals against FC Platinum in the opening encounter, and then Tinotenda Murasirano, the sole striker, who scored against Caps United. Such a strong squad coming in from Ngezi Platinum.
Yeah, definitely both teams different formations as well, especially Rangers, who have gone quite defensive with 5 at the back, and midfield of 4 players and only 1 striker leading the pack. On the other side, you see the 3 players at the back for Ngezi Platinum Stars. Probably will be attacking through the channels as well, and I will be expecting to see what Mukumba Marvelous as well, who has already scored 2 goals, can do, and Msarana Watanatinda, who has been leading that attack. And for Rangers, I think Kawandera Ralph, their veteran midfielder, will be quite crucial for them, as he has already also scored 3 goals so far. So what a good game that we have at our hands this afternoon.
So any moment from now, Lawrence Mondi will be blowing his whistle to kick us off into what's going to be the last match day of game week number 6. And with that, Ngezi Platinum take us underway.
I think the first 10 minutes are going to be crucial tonight. If you're looking at this both teams as well, Rangers would definitely want to keep on to their play, and Ngezi Platinum Stars, we already know how they like to play it, but it has been a team under sanctions, as you would know. They didn't manage to sign any new players because of that FIFA ban, but they've actually managed to retain some players, which has actually helped them in terms of just boosting the squad, especially including some players who had gone for loans as well.
So just coming into this match day, they were not allowed to make any acquisitions in terms of players coming into the club because of that FIFA ban. You remember, in a season where most clubs are strengthening, the likes of Scotland, the likes of Dynamos, and they are just coming in and going with the squad they had last season. But they haven't been bad after all, getting a couple of wins here and there. So Ngezi trying to go forward for the first time this afternoon.
Definitely playing like a team that is not on a ban. I think they've been good, like you were mentioning, just making sure that they use their squad that they have and stick to actually also making sure that they promote some junior players into the senior team.
So Kumbirai Mutu Kusiwa, the Ngezi Platinum Stars coach. So Tanaka Manemo trying to score in the first moments, but the goalkeeper coming in clutch, but wouldn't count it anyway. The offside flag was up, but just showing you the intent coming in from Ngezi Platinum Stars, getting the momentum from their last win. What a way to start the game.
Yeah, good start on the flank there, that cross coming in, and Masarana Machida was almost in. If it was not for that very good goalkeeping, right there, the ball swinging in, and he puts his right foot to it, and the goalkeeper just there to make sure that he parries it away.
So the picture just was on your screen. That was Kevin Kayendu, the hard rock coach. And now Marvelous Mkumba on the left side, but defended quite well to keep the danger away from Brighton Majarira. But this is the danger that Marvelous Mkumba can pose when he's in the final third. You see the way that he almost dropped his shoulder, making the defenders go one way, and then just putting the ball on his left foot.
Yeah, definitely showing us why he has 2 goals already in the league so far.
So corner played short, tame off out of a cross.
Good start from Ngezi Platinum. Very good pace on the wings as well, showing their intent quite early. And I think they'll be knocking on the Rangers goal and trying to score the first goal this afternoon.
So remember, Ngezi Platinum lost the services of Tekshua Chiragui and 2 of their finest players in Richard Chiro and Kudzai Chiguida were now with Caps United, but they don't look like a club that misses them that much.
Yeah, I think the head coach has been quite brilliant, especially with some of the wins that they've got, especially that game against Caps United, a very difficult game that they managed to get those 3 points. And I think everybody will be looking at a team that is under sanction and also losing their title-winning coach to think if they could make it this time around.
Failing to make that successful pass to the far side from Alvin Gaki. Now Ashwin Karingeshwa trying to toy with his defender, cross into the box. Madananga back to Kashitiku, the captain, the skipper for the afternoon. Now they can go forward and he unleashes one from distance, but the defense is quite heavy on him, just showing you how compact they are from this defensive third, Herentals.
Yeah, good play. I think Herentals just trying to get their act together there on the first moments of this one. And the strike blocked there in the box, and also had to clear it twice. And unfortunately, ricochet there for him, and the captain for Rangers and Ofcon, they're clearing those lines, but early press up, and Rangers under the palm here.
So Makuba Way, the player who had seemed like to have had a problem, but is quickly back up on his feet, which means we can now be underway. Now Ngezi Platinum initiate the restart in play. Kashitigu. Karengeshwa opening wide on the left flank. Marvelous Mkumba. Kashitigu looking for options on the right side. Now one cross into the box. Now Herentals can try to go forward for the first time. Chimbetu. And loses the ball in the middle of the park, but a free kick goes to him. And the team in white and pink, the home side this afternoon.
Yeah, I think Ralph Kondera for Herentals is going to be very crucial in that midfield. So much pressure coming from the pacey wingers of Ngezi Platinum Stars. And Herentals just trying to get their game together. So far, we haven't seen much of them as early. And just getting a first kick of the goal for many of those players now.
We're just looking into this Ngezi Platinum side. They are quite offensive when they are using width, when they're using the ball on either the left and the right flank, and also in the middle of the park. They're quite strong with Marvelous Mkumba, so you know they can pose any sort of danger in any way they would want to attack. So Herentals College driving forward and ends up being a goal kick. Nothing much from that attack.
Yeah, I think Ngezi Platinum Stars will be looking to the likes of Gakimov and as we were saying, on those flanks with their pace as well, quick releases. We've seen them trying that already and getting those early crosses into the box. And Herentals have to be wary about that and try to
loose pass coming in from Ngezi. Now Herentals to Innocent Benza. Innocent Benza with a quick pass. Ralph Kondera, and good save coming in from Darlington Masariranwa. Now we always have to talk about Ralph Kondera's 3 goals this season. Sometimes he starts off playing quite deep, but as the game gets to its dying embers, you see him going further and further forward, and that's the type of danger he can pose, especially to an unsuspecting defense.
definitely has it outside of that box, and we just seen there how important he is. And a very good attempt there, and the goalkeeper fortunately saving it for Ngezi Platinum.
Now Herentals again. Prince Mayembe making the run forward. Innocent, not so sure if there was a dummy or mistiming his start there. The man who's celebrating 200 fantastic appearances for the club.
Whatever he does today, we can forgive him. Eh?
Well, of course, he's a man who has a history now with the club. Now Marvelous Mkumba taking his time. Not so many options available to him. First time pass from Brooklyn Katumba. Tanaka Mnemo plays it back. It's Marvin Gaki. Now across it to the box. Can he get to it? Not the perfect connection, but the width we were talking about, Marks, exactly now coming into fruition. We are now seeing glimpses of it.
Well, yeah, good cross there coming in from the flanks, and Saranano just couldn't keep it under control, but a very good attempt. I think the ball was dipping on him, and he just couldn't get his header to direct it towards goal.
It's always about the technique whenever there's a cross and you have to deal with it. Sometimes you don't know whether you have to use the necks, muscles, or you just have to attack directly. And this is where I think some of our strikers in the league are really falling short.
Yeah, definitely, and also the timing is going to be very important, because if you just miss that timing and the technique is wrong as well, you're probably going to be seeing that ball going way over the post.
So a foul goes to Herentals. Ralph Kondera, the skipper, to play. Sends it forward, Kondera. Prince Mayembe just getting ahead to it. It almost looks like they've won the first corner kick of the afternoon.
Yeah, some glimpses of some good play from Herentals as well, not allowing Ngezi Platinum to get all over them. They're still playing their game as we saw there, and actually getting a corner. And the set pieces are also going to be very important. You have to utilize these half chances when you get them.
So now Wilson Chimbetu to take this corner kick to deliver from the far side. Delivery comes in. Goalkeeper saves it almost on the second attempt. Now Ngezi can initiate the counter. Ngezi on the break. Ashwin Karingeshwa looking for the run in behind. But Mpuma was there to clear any sort of danger. This is the fast breaks we have been talking about, and this is something that we've seen time and time again since the beginning of the league. A lot of teams now playing a little bit on the counter, and it has been successful on many attempts.
Yeah, Scotland also does that on the flanks as well, especially on the left hand with Walter Msona. And we're just seeing Ngezi doing the same thing as well. Quick break, quick passes, through balls, and a whipped in cross. Unfortunately for Herentals, they managed to clear their lines, but they just have to be definitely on the worry about that as well. Not pushing too many forward, as definitely Ngezi can catch them on the counter.
Kashitigu plays it to Chirwa. Puma now shot from distance, just a whisk away from missing the upright. Snapshot from Chimedze.
Wow, good attempt there, not missing by much. I think the goalkeeper was saying he got it covered better. A very good attempt from a distance there. Just shows you that they can definitely apply many different ways to score. Madananga there with a very good attempt at goal.
So Tinotendaishi for Herentals, the goalkeeper, they are trusted number 16. Karengeshwa. So back to Farai Madananga, taking his time and almost understanding that whenever Innocent Benza is playing, they won't be applying a high press most of the time, because you'd understand that they would leave pockets in that midfield. Marasirano now has options on his right. What can they do from here? Another attempt that goes backing, same position from the last one. Chances coming in fast and thick, but it's now just looking for someone who can just take these chances that are coming in backing.
Yeah, Gaki, they could have done better. Definitely should have tested the goalkeeper, but he showed just going wide of goal as well, missing almost by a meter or so. But another very good chance from Ngezi Platinum. Now seeing how they are penetrating Herentals at the back, they're using those flanks.
And it's the width that we'll be talking about now. Innocent Benza playing it through to Prince Mayembe. Mayembe wins it. Coming in. It looks like it's a happy first touch. And it has gone out for a corner. It just shows you how an end-to-end game this is. The moment Ngezi Platinum go forward and waste their chances, Herentals also doing the same, and they've now found themselves a corner kick.
Yeah, Clemens Zimonti there with a very good chance at goal, and a very good pass also from Innocent Benza getting through. And I think there was an opportunity there for Herentals on the break to at least probably opening the goal scoring today.
Chirwa failing to control that big pass, and it's something that Clemens Zimondi just pounced on that loose mistake. The last time they played against Agama, it was a midweek fixture here at Rufaro Stadium. It was Ralph Kawandera again who put the pressure on the goalkeeper, forced him to make a mistake, and they ended up scoring the first goal due to a mistake. And you can see that they do put the pressure, but they do it cautiously because of obviously how Innocent Benza doesn't have the legs to do so. So they always have to be cautious about it.
Yeah, definitely, but also Benza playing his role with that very good pass, early pass. He plays the pass and he then just lets it run and makes sure that the pacey players can go after it. So Ngezi also looking at that and thinking, well, we definitely have to keep our eyes open.
Quick 1-2s now, Marvelous Mkumba. And the services of Ralph Kawandere are there to just pick up on the loop pass.
Probably Mkumba also think that he was going to go offside.
Good turn from Chimedza. Now Innocent Benza crying for it. Innocent Chimedza, they're not understanding that he had 3-4 players in front of him. They were just crying for that same ball. Now Zimondi. Katumba. Playing it to Chiwa. Now marauding run from Masariranwa on a crunching tackle to stop that run of attack. Clemens Zimondi being that stumbling block in the path of Tunatenda Masariranwa. Masariranwa rather. So Marvin Gaki. Being fended away by Puma. So quite a history marks we have between these two teams from the first time they met in the Kasolaga Premier League. Looking into the number of games they've played, with Ngezi Platinum winning the majority of the fixtures 4-3 and drawing 3 of those encounters, and obviously Ngezi Platinum has the superior goal scored 15-10.
Yeah, definitely, but always very exciting these games.
Herentals dummy between the two players, and Innocent Benza just trying to play it quickly, cheeky pass into the path.
As we're just talking about that history, yeah, I think it's always been tight. Also, 10 goals scored in the previous 10 games from Herentals, and Ngezi just scoring more. And you'd remember that their previous game ended up in a no draw. Herentals winning the other one last season. So Herentals will be feeling quite confident coming into this one.
Now Chimedza plays through looking for Prince Mayembe. Now Chimedza trying to make that half turn, but they lose the ball now. Tunatenda Masariranwa. Now coming inside, quick exchanges. Now running out of options. And it's again a Clemens Zimondi who comes in to tidy up the mess. Another. We will send Chimbetu. But just talking about what you were giving earlier in terms of the statistics within the two teams, and looking into how Herentals would be coming into this encounter, in this fixture, with a little bit of confidence. Rufaro Stadium was the last venue that Herentals managed to win. Will it play a part? Because we talked to the Ngezi Platinum coach before game, and he said he doesn't look much into history because each and every game has new demands, but probably maybe some little bit of history will come into play.
Yeah, probably, but I think they'll also be confident after beating Cape United, the lock leaders. But definitely that history would definitely have something to do with this one.
And talking about Caps United, it was this man Darlington Masariranwa who managed to save the penalty that could have given Caps United the equalizer. The former Ngezi Platinum player Kudzai Chiguida stepped up from 12 yards, and the big player managed to save that. So stoppage in play, you can see Lawrence Zimondi just having a word with Farai Madananga. Something about words being exchanged on the field of play. And he's also being given a stern warning, something of a talking to by his captain Leslie Kashitigu, being told to focus on the game and not focus much on the altercations that are going to happen on the field of play.
Yeah, you definitely have to keep your eyes on the ball rather than on other players, and just focus on the game. So early into the game, it's very easy to be distracted by those things. The captain just making sure that he keeps everybody in check.
So praise Machengete. Plays it back to Darlington Masariranwa, the hero against Cape United. It's not every time you see goalkeepers taking those saves and making sure that they keep the scoreline intact, and every time you do that. Now Marvin Gaki being played through on space. But Brighton Majarira was just there now. Marvelous Mkumba taking it forward. overcooked, but you can understand the idea, trying to play the pace. It's not in the Murasiranwa in the space between the defenders. Chimbetu doing so well to evade his markers. Now Kawandera, Prince Mayembe, Ashitigu coming in, still with the ball. Now Ralph Kawandera, and was expecting Ashitigu to just smack that later on the right flank. Probably a lack of chemistry and communication.
Yeah, definitely, but a good play from Herentals. You could just see that combination play between the captain Kawandera as well as Chimbetu. Chimbetu going on a very good run. Has been also making some very good tackles there. I think Chimbetu has played so well so far.
So Ngezi Platinum will restart play from the back. Mpuma to Chimbetu. But Madananga wins the midfield battle, which could be very crucial this afternoon, this midfield battle. Two good sets of midfielders from either side. You're looking into Farai Madananga, Brooklyn Katumba, and Marvelous Mkumba. And then there's Clemens Mondi and Ralph Kawandera as well. Two sets of midfielders that can decide the proceedings this afternoon.
Yep, but the Rangers combination shining much more brighter so far.
Now Wilson Chimbetu will keep this one in play. Cross into the box, looking for someone to pounce on it. Prince Mayembe not being given room to do as he pleases in that box, but good run of play coming in from the team at home.
Yeah, Chimbetu going on another one run there, and a very good cross coming in, and just couldn't get it under control there, Mayembe, but a very good chance for Herentals.
Herentals playing closer in their final third. But now it's Natenda Murasiranwa being asked to go in his spaces, but he has to beat Mpuma, who's a very solid defender. Stopped on their tracks. Womo Chimbetu, Alon on the right side. Very skillful. Concedes possession. But he has his teammates to thank for recollecting that. Madananga went for the most difficult option, I believe. Madananga, he had so many players here on the left side, but decided to play it. There was Natenda Murasiranwa, Chimedza to Wome Chimbetu. First time from Benza. Chimbetu fails to control it. So much power in that pass.
Yeah, Benza with his pedestrian pace though, just looks for a quick pass, and that will be probably the way he should be playing. As we just saw, they almost missing another pass from Kawandera because it was just a little bit away from him.
Well, this time he hasn't tried to attempt the Trivela. Remember the last time we were here, every other pass he tried to make was just from the outside of the boot, and we haven't seen him attempt that. Maybe you're talking to him from the coach midweek.
We're definitely going to be seeing that before halftime. I'll put my bottom dollar on that tonight.
Well, we'll wait and see.
That's one of his best techniques.
It's almost inscripted on him, Innocent Benza.
Well, we can give him the joy to do that today, celebrating his 200th appearance. It's not so easy to be able to achieve such.
Kawandera just laying it off for Benza. Loose pass. Taken care of by Brighton Majarira. On the ball, almost looks like Herentals have been the most comfortable. Kashitigu.
Yeah, they've stuck to their game. Herentals are not minding too much of Ngezi Platinum Stars. And they've actually been having very good combinations, especially Kawandera and also Umo Chimbetu on this far right side as well. Very good combinations coming through from those players.
Umo Chimbetu. And exactly where now Ralph Kawandera is playing. Almost playing as that number 10 who makes the late run into the box. Very industrious. One time he's playing from the deep, and the other time he's almost playing in the final third.
Yeah, just missed starting it there, but definitely a very versatile player. Chibetu, quite skillful as well, and definitely has a very good technique, especially with those crosses into the box, and also a very good eye for a very good pass.
So that's the Herentals bench. Tinotenda Murasiranwa, after that last challenge, doesn't seem to have been well. Tried to get back up, but it was a quite hard lunge that came from Puma. So stoppage of play that is encouraged both teams to go to the touchline where they're getting some set of instructions after 26 minutes. The scoreline being 0-0. Not so many clear chances have been created by either side.
Yep, and the fans as well coming through, and it's always been beautiful, especially over the Easter holidays. We saw very good attendance in some of these games, as we're just saying that Angels looks like it was kept on the back heel there, and not really looking comfortable with that. But the fans have come through tonight, and especially for Herentals playing at home after that 4-1 loss against Hard Rock. I think they really would want to recover from that very bad game for them.
So that last challenge by Ralph Kawandera on Tinotenda Murastirano might have left a mark. Is going to be substituted, and on will come Orlando Shavarevi. So it's a pound for pound substitution, a striker for striker. Quite unfortunate to lose the services of Tinotenda Murastirano early into this game.
Very unfortunate Ngezi there. Murastirano was very good on that flank, actually causing so much problems for Herentals at the back, and unfortunately for him, didn't really look as bad as it is, but he has to go off, and it will be Orlando Zavarevi who has to take that responsibility.
So Orlando Zavarevi wearing the jersey number 12, soon to be introduced, and he will take the sport of Tinotenda Murastirano after being forced out due to an injury. Quite unfortunate to lose a player due to injury early into the game, and you wouldn't want to lose a player early into the season as well. Remember, against Cape City, now Herentals, and it was offside. I was about to say, Mark, remember there was a quick substitution that was made before the game when their captain Amini was replaced when they were about to play Cape United. So they've been losing players, and it's not something that any manager would want.
Yeah, definitely. And for a team that was actually under a ban, they couldn't get so many players in the transfer window. So they do have a very slim squad, and you don't want to be losing your goal scorers as well, like Serrano.
Now Chimedza just lingering behind. Chimedza, not the best first touch. Almost thought he was going to hit it first time, half volley maybe, but tried to bring it down, and that bounce really let him down.
Yeah, Chimedza not aware of his situation. He didn't really know where the defenders were. He thought he had all the time in the world, but he just couldn't get his feet onto the ball there, and a very good chance gone.
Karengeshwa. Back to Prince Machengeti. Now Marvelous Mukumba dropping a little bit deeper. Schmedza just coming in at that right moment to stop him from playing that crossfield pass. And the message from Marvelous Mukumba this time is just to not rush things. You could see from the hand signal just saying no need to rush. Let's try to build slowly. And exactly, maybe they're trying to do that.
Yeah, definitely still balanced this game. Both teams going on for their attempts. And still 0-0, but very good attempts from both sides. Rangers as well, keeping their game in mind. Ngezi Platinum as well, disturbed by their substitution, but I think they won't mind.
Now Chirwa darting forward. So much traffic. Brooklyn Katumba. Chirwa being brought down, but they will have a free kick, a chance for them to take matters through a set piece of dirt ball, look for a cross into the box, and maybe put themselves forward. And they've played it short. Now another one. And Orlando Shavareri was just a tad offside, but not the best connection either way.
Yeah, first touch of the game, and you'd want to be their super substitute and score the opening goal for your team, but not getting his ankles right there. But either way, it was an offside. Good officiating so far, and not so much drama.
Well, it has been a clean game.
And we just hope it remains as clean as it.
Kashitigu, the skipper. Chirwa. Remember, Chirwa is playing as a right wing back. Now trying to make sure they cause some problems there from outside of the box, but the strike was rather ambitious. It is a question that most fans would ask. Have you ever tried it? Now that you've seen you try to attempt from such a distance.
Quite ridiculous. Sometimes you'd wonder if they're coming from the training pitch with those ideas.
Now Chimedze. Maybe the ball was played whilst it was rolling. That is the call from Lorenzo Mondi, I believe.
Yeah, too quick there. You just have to make sure that the ball comes to a stop before you play the quick free kick.
Now Innocent Benza. Just laying it off to Chimedze. Chimedze again with a poor first start in the box. And they can go again, Herentals.
Yeah, Chimedze, after that very good layoff, and his first touch was not the best you could get, and the ball just running away from him. He tried to recover it, but the chance was gone. And Chimedze getting some of the best chances for Herentals here.
Chimedze definitely believed that he won't go on to rule those chances. They've come begging, and his first touches have really let him down. Orlando Shavareri with his first touch, but he has conceded a foul that will go against him. Sumpumi for Herentals has gone down after that challenge, that clash between him and Orlando Shavareri.
Does look like he's in pain there, and the medical team just rushing into it. Looks like he was the one who went on into Zavareri there and injured himself in the process, probably with an awkward landing. And he's very fortunate to get the free kick there. But did look like it was him who rushed into Zavareri. As we see another solo fan there. And the Vietnam stands.
Probably updating the people at home.
They are definitely missing out.
Well, the last time they played in match day number 5 at Chawanda Stadium against Hard Rock, it wasn't an easy outing, and we had the coach talk before the game saying we were overrun in this game, and this is something that we are trying to limit, and it seems like the plan has gone out quite well.
Yeah, definitely, and crucial to that will be Kawandera Ralph on your picture there, who has been very good in the midfield, especially with Chimberti Wilmore as well. Quite balanced the Rangers this afternoon, making sure that they go on those attacks quite in mind of what Ngezi can do as well. Ngezi finding it hard to penetrate their defense. So encouraging signs going into the end of the first half.
Now, no man's fault. Almost seems like the momentum of the game has been taken off. It's now foul after foul. The first yellow card of the game has been brandished. And almost looks like it has gone to Chirwa. So the number 15, the right wing back, has been given the first yellow card of the game.
Yeah, the referee just saying enough is enough there, and brandishing the yellow. The pace just been taking off the game, like what you're saying, from what we saw in the first 20 minutes of this one. But now very tactical, especially in that midfield going to the attacks.
Gomez Gadi Chirwa, the first yellow card of the day, cleared away. Now Tanaka Mnemo losing it. Herentals now can go again through Ralph Kawandera. Was trying to play Womo Chimbetu, and the keeper almost being deceived by the trajectory the ball that was taking from Womo Chimbetu, but good hands.
Yeah, really didn't look intentional from Chimbetu there. I think it was a miscue, but the goalkeeper not on his line and almost finding it difficult to track back and collect it. But fortunately for him, no menace in that attempt.
So Chirwa, very been busy on the right side. Brooklyn Katumba. You do understand the high line that Ngezi Platinum are trying to play, but most of the time they send a lot of bodies forward, which also limits the number of options whenever a player doesn't find the right passage of passes or play.
Yeah, that's the difficulty, isn't it, of just finding that balance when you intend to attack, as well as then remembering those defensive lines.
Pumi being fouled. The amazing Zimbabwean glasses together with the matching cape and scarf too.
Yeah, probably the national flag though. I think I would love that kit.
Brooklyn Katumba. Chirwa now moving forward. Malvin Kaki. Cross into the box. No numbers in grey to attack that. No need for that heavy clearance. Not so much pressure on him. And I don't think that's the right option to take when you don't have so much pressure being applied on you from Wayne Makuva there.
Yeah, desperate defending, just blasting it over. He had a chance there to keep it under control and try to find a pass.
But you also have to understand that not every defender is a ball-playing centre-back. So maybe sometimes he does understand his strength, that if I try to keep it for quite some time in the box, I might end up causing the team to get in some trouble. Kashetegu taking his time with that one to Chirwa. Madananga. Quick exchanges between the two, but Ralph Kawandera coming in clutch. The experience, just knowing when to come in, knowing when to make that launch to stop that ball, and it stopped what was going to look like a very crucial attack being orchestrated by Madananga from the middle of the park.
Yeah, definitely getting a very good foul for Herentals. Good call from the referee though. It looks like there was a challenge on him.
So it's been a half that has been lackluster in terms of chances being created. Chance creation has been something that has been lacking. 0-0 it stands. No clear chances whatsoever from either side. And we are almost left with 5 minutes of normal regulation time in this opening first half. Roma Chimbetu losing it to Tanaka Mnemo. Now Marvin Kaki making the run behind, but Mpumi is there to try to stop any form of attack. And Omo! An on goal! But it's an offside. But then the question is, how then can it be an on goal when how can it be denied when it's an on goal?
Well, just waiting to see it on the replay there, Tendai, but probably the linesman calling it earlier for the late run from Ngezi Platinum player. But it looks like it was an on goal, straight into the back of the net. So I think the player who was supposed to receive it was already offside. Not really clear from this angle, but a very questionable call there from the linesman.
Majarira Brighton being the man that put it in his own net. But then the question is, who was offside?
Well, I think the only reasonable explanation there would be that the linesman had already flagged for the initial run from the Ngezi Platinum player before the ball even went to the Herentals defender, who unfortunately would have scored a brilliant on goal. But always those questions today, and probably with the technology we could have been actually being able to review this and get to the right decision.
Well, Brighton Majarira in that last run of play jumping higher than everyone else, but then making the mistake of tucking it in his own net. But then we're looking into an earlier stoppage of play, which Mbetu for...
It looked like a very bad clash of heads there.
So much to praise for Herentals, who will be given the second yellow card. 2 yellow cards have gone to Herentals so far. A foul on Umo Chimbetu.
Well, a very debatable moment there with that offside call. And if we were to look at it, definitely probably just offside by a little millimeters, if not even onside. So, well, there's nothing else you can do if you don't have that VAR technology. And the fans will just be smiling with grin or with happiness, depending on which side you're supporting.
Tirotenda Ishe being beaten by Brighton Majarira. Fans as well looking into proceedings. So 43 minutes have been played. I'm praising Machengete is still on the ground receiving some medical attention, and it looks like Lawrence Mond is now calling in for the stretcher.
Yeah, it really didn't look like a good one there. I think so much force in that clash, and there's the FIFA rules. You do have to give attention to those head injuries, especially going through also the concussion test. And it really doesn't look quite good for him there with the stretcher being called in. But that will just give us a chance for a reprieve and to go back and try to relook at that one. Especially for the fans, I think the debate will be raging on. Probably the first controversial moment of this game.
Okay, now the match official, the center ref Lawrence Mond, is still holding on to the yellow card, despite Trace Machengete being on the ground, receiving a yellow card, or the card being brandished to you without much of your attention. I think the core is he really stuck out his elbow, and now the yellow card has been brandished by Lawrence Mondi, and Praise Machengete will have a yellow card whilst medication is being administered to him.
You would thought that because he's injured, probably won't get the yellow from the referee, but the referee still, irregardless, giving him the yellow, and probably a fair one there.
So confirmation of added time with 4 minutes being added this last minutes. And definitely maybe going to see more after this stoppage in play, or this lengthy stoppage in play. So Benza. And almost getting to the end of the first half, and he hasn't given us his trademark. Now Prince Mayembe, Ralph Kawandera to unleash one. Overheated Ralph Kawandera. Would have wanted to give his team an advantage as they were getting into the halftime break.
Well, a chance there goes a back game for Herentals as well, late into the first half. And they will be quite happy with that offside call, because there could have been a goal down Herentals after having a very good first half as well.
So now Herentals can come from the left side, being stopped in their tracks. Karingesha being the open player, trying to beat his marker, and he does it quite well. Now Omo Chimbetu. Yes, Prince Mayembe. Chimbetu. Tagging of the jersey by Chimbetu, trying to stop Farai Madananga. Marvin Gagi. Marvelous Mukumba receiving the ball. Karengesha asking for it for the second time. Praise Machenke, to the man who was on the ground for quite a long time. Now Chirwa playing inside. Chirwa almost changing flanks. You started off as the right back, now you see him playing more centrally. Madananga. Good passing off the ball. Tanaka Mnemo. Kashitigu. Now Prince Mayembe. Yes, Innocent Benza. Innocent Benza, first time pass to Chimedza. Can he get to it on time? Chirwa coming on his tracks. Oh, beautiful skill from Chimedza. As Clemens Monti trying to give two players sombreros, but the second one is quite difficult. Mpumi to Kawandera. Wilmore Chimbetu on the right flank. Cross it to the box. Defended by Kashitigu. Tanaka Mnemo who recollect. Keeps it in play.
Well, good play from Herentals, keeping the ball as well, recycling it, and actually a very good attempt there. Also some very good recovery. And just giving us a very good ending to this one. Herentals in particular.
Exceptional passing, enterprising play from the team in pink and white. Now going at it again. Clemens Monti making the run into the box, but corner kick it is, as we are almost going for the halftime break. Last moments have all been about Herentals since that restart in play. They have been good, decisive passes, getting into the final third with intent. Maybe they are going to get the advantage before we get to the halftime.
Yeah, it looks like a different game so far in the last 5 minutes. Just after that luck with that offside call, Herentals playing some very good football as well. And they will have a corner kick to end this one. Probably would be the best thing for them if they were to score from this one, going straight into the break.
Innocent Benza to deliver. Now Benza, long and high. Prince Mayembe beaten to it. Now Chimedza. Orlando Shavareri, the culprit, giving Herentals an opportunity to do something before the halftime break.
And I'll be thinking that somebody is thinking about going for goal from there. We have said it so many times. And the question is just about if he can keep it in control. Very long distance from goal there.
So Ralph Kawandera has moved away from the dead ball. It's Innocent Benza and the defender Mpumi. Innocent Benza trying to deceive the players. Chimedza coming in. Wilmer Chimbetu again. Left side. It almost looks like it's another corner kick for Herentals.
Well, good from Benza. They just deceiving the defense and going for that pass and that lob. And Timbeti winning another corner kick for Rangers, who have been playing so well, looking like a very different outfit in the last 3 or 5 minutes.
So Herentals taking time as to who's going to be taking that corner kick. That could be the last round of play in this first half, which had a very controversial moment. Brighton Majarira putting it in his own net. But now Wilmore Chimbetu to deliver probably for the last time. Ralph Kawandera with penalty shouts, but falling on deaf ears. Marvelous Mkumba. Gomez again, Chirwa. Now Marvelous Mkumba. A clutch defending, last ditch defending coming in. Now Prince Maembe making his run too soon and has been flagged for offside.
No, that looked like a clear one there. Ngezi also going on a good run, and it will end a 0-0 in the first half, but very good play. The game just coming to life in the last 5 minutes of the first half.
So that's the whistle from Lawrence Mondi to take us to the halftime break. Quite an exciting first half. Not so much in terms of chance creation, lackluster in front of goal. But we have to look into that earlier moment, probably coming into the 40th minute. Brighton Majarira. An exceptional cross that was put from the right side. He jumped higher and with the back of his head tucked it and it beat his goalkeeper Tinotenda Ishi. And surprising call coming in from the second assistant that there was an offside. I think this is what the analysts are going to be talking about. Quite an exciting moment.
Yeah, very debatable and quite controversial, especially considering that it was an on goal, and quickly and immediately the linesman just raising his flag, probably because he had seen Ngezi Platinum player going too soon, even before that on goal went into the back of the net. But the center referee going back to consult with the linesman and confirming that decision, and just giving Herentals that lucky break. Otherwise, I think they could have been going into the halftime losing by a goal to nil.
So it goes into halftime as 0-0 here at Rufaro Stadium. The home team, Herentals, putting one into their back net, but ruled off as offside. Ngezi Platinum started off on the front foot, but not so much going into the end of the game. We are going to be going to the halftime break, and we leave you hearing the halftime analysis coming from the team that's on the pitch side.
Halftime at Mbiles, kuno kumbiles, kuseri kwembare msika at Rufaro Stadium. The students nil, Madamburo nil. That's Herentals taking on Ngezi Platinum. Yeah, if the truth be told, not as a fast and a thriller minute encounter like yesterday. But listen, I think fans have got their money's worth so far for the first 45 minutes, because Madamburo started like a house on fire, and they could have got a goal or two, but good defending, some splendid defending as you watched by the students and their goalkeeper as well, Tino Takarinda. And then the students, as you saw, gradually grew into it. And at the end of halftime, there was a disallowed goal. Looked like an own goal from Brighton Majarira, but referee Lawrence Zimondi, I think, correctly judging that it was an offside stance before Majarira headed it into his own goal. We will have a look at it, and you can also decide. 0-0 then. William Tingwa and Spencer Nyamadzao, they're still here with me. Ginola, well, yes, good 45 minutes, money's worth, but we are waiting a goal.
Yeah, this match I think is just lacking the goals. And like you see how Ngezi Platinum started very well, and they were promising to come up with an early goal, but resolute defending from Herentals, and a brilliant save that was put out by Takarinda early on. So that, I think, that kept the scoreline blank, and they have been doing quite well. And gradually they started creeping back into the game. They were out of their shells and started dominating in midfield, and with a bit of luck, I think they could have scored at least 2 goals, but they were a bit hesitant in front of goals. And another awkward ball by Wilmot Chimbetu, who has been enjoying on the right flank there, almost deceived the goalkeeper, Darlington Musarirano.
Yes, he did. Wilmot Chimbetu playing very, very well for Herentals, as we see the highlights here. And I think a key figure has been the man they call Chopper, Wilmot Chimbetu, Sparrow.
I think for the students, he's been roving forward, and he's been creating those chances for the students. As we see, another chance goes begging.
Yep. Yeah. Another chance goes begging there. Yep.
One of the chances that they managed to get in the first half. And I think the student asking Madamburo all the questions.
Yes, the students. There, after they had gradually broke back into the game, they had been forced to defend, and their keeper was the busier of the two. But then, as they came more into the game, it was the keeper at the other end, Darlington Murasiranwa, who had to call upon his agility, Ginola.
Yes, exactly. Darlington Murasiranwa, he do that, but then looking at again at that disallowed goal, I think it was a bit questionable, and I still need to find out more, to dig deeper and to see why it was actually disallowed. But since it was an end goal and I didn't see any infringement on Brighton Majarira, the two players who were battling it out, to me, they didn't interfere with any play, but according to the match officials, they interfered. And again, questions will be raised. Lawrence Zimondi was at the center of another Ngezi Platinum match against Dynamos here last season, and today is again officiating another match for Ngezi Platinum, and again, it's against Ngezi Platinum Stars.
Well, I don't know. It's a matter of opinion. I hope we're going to have to watch it again. But Sparrow, I agree with the referee's decision. I don't know how you saw it.
Well, I think
the referee was right, according to me.
According to what I saw, I think the referee, the interpretation was that the Ngezi Platinum player was in an offside position.
Yep.
So he forced the student to defend, and the linesman had already flagged offside.
He was in an offside already position.
So I think the ref was correct to blow. He got the call from the lineman.
Far side assistant referee. I just hope that maybe we'll have a go at it again, but looks like Lawrence Mondi getting it right. So 0-0 as we await the first goal. Again, number 11 on the log standings, that's Herentals. We're going to have a look at it again. Just look at it, Ginola. You're having doubts. Just have a look at it again.
There's the cross coming.
The cross?
And you see, Majarira is all by himself.
Yeah. But maybe wasn't the Ngezi Platinum player? There it is again.
There Majarira is all by himself. So to me, that should be a goal.
I think for the referee it was difficult because his assistant referee
had already raised the
flag. So
flag.
for him not to blow the whistle, I think.
Maybe he had seen that the Ngezi Platinum player was in an offside position or some other infringement, or maybe it was for some other infringement.
Close call, that one there.
Close call, yeah, but
close.
I think the referee According to me, Lawrence Mondi.
I mean, the
will
bench,
have-
they're not happy with that call. I mean, look at the Ngezi Platinum bench,
Yep.
all asking themselves, that should have been a goal.
Yeah, but one thing I liked about the match officials is that the moment Lawrence Simon saw his far side second assistant referee raising his flag, he went there to communicate. So whatever they communicate, they then agreed as a team of officials to disallow the goal. But to me, like I said, I thought, as you see the stats there on the screen coming there, with ball possession, Ngezi dominating in terms of ball possession. Maybe it's because of the early dominance, but as you can see, some yellow cards there to Ngezi Platinum Stars and to Herentals none. But Ralph Condell has also been doing some donkey work at the midfield there, clearing up all the blushes for the misses by the other midfielders.
Yeah, they're missing Eric Dombo and Tino Benza. Obviously, that's Herentals out on the injury list there. But I think giving as good as they get. And I'm just wondering what will happen in the second half. And just out of interest, in case you don't know, Wilmore Chimbetu is nicknamed Chopper. That's, of course, that was the nickname of his late uncle. The brother to his dad, who is Nyson Chimbetu. If you didn't know, Wilmore and Trison Chimbetu are brothers. If you didn't know, just away from the football. And Chopper doing quite well, Wilmore Chimbetu for Herentals. And I just wonder, the second half, how it will shape up. Let's find out first from Sparrow, if he was Uncle Celestino Benza, how would he approach the second half?
Well, I think he needs to communicate with the players, especially Chimedze. I think he's been getting good chances. Marvin Chimedze, he got 2 good chances in the box, but his first touch,
more highlights
his
there,
first touch was
Sparrow.
his first touch was letting him down. That's Madamburo with the chance there.
They could have taken the lead in the opening minutes, but as we said, as we all observed, and I'm sure as you are watching there, some brilliant defending by the rear guard of Herentals and Tino Takarinda, who I must say, well, I did say it before, a very reliable goalkeeper, Sparrow.
No, he's very reliable, and I mean, he's kept shape in terms of the defensive for the students, and hence the scoreline still reads near all, and I think the defenders have also done a great job. That one they're just going wide by Marvin Gaki.
Marvin Gaki, you remember him as a stint with the Warriors at one time, and how times changed, how times have changed, but you never know, he might bounce back. Does Uncle Celestino Benza, I wasn't finished with you, Sparrow.
Yes.
What does he do? Any changes?
I think not in the first 10 to 15 minutes. I think just needs to work on his combination, especially going forward. Chimbetu has been very well going forward, as well as Ralph Conde has been doing a great job. They need to get more of the ball if they can get past IB to his feet, not to give him balls that will be running at. I mean, if they give him to his feet, is more useful. And I think Chimedze really needs to also get good control and get pushing forward and take a chance at goal, as we see another chance from the students.
Yes, Milton Chimedze, the culprit on 2 occasions. He
Yes.
could have begged those ones at their home for the students.
And he is one player that can carry the day.
Yes, he can.
For the students. And I think he just needs to remain calm and be composed in the final third.
Yeah. Milton Chimedze, a very reliable goal scorer for the students. And I'm just wondering what the tree of knowledge is up in his branches. I'm talking about Kumbi Mutiwekuziva, the Herentals head coach. Let's find out what Ginola would have done if he had the tree of knowledge on the Ngezi Platinum badge.
Yeah, if I was in the shoes of Kumbira Mutuokuziwa now, I think I would need a bit of talking to Karengesha. He's their talisman as we speak because he's been finding goals. But I think he's moving up too much and leaving a lot of space for Wilmore Chimbetu. He should come back to help the defense as a winger. And also, we have seen how Brooklyn Katumba is defending so well. So they need to complement each other there with Marvin Gaki supporting Karengesha.
Right, so the first 45, it's a stalemate like we had yesterday. And yesterday it was a stalemate right at the end. Is it going to be the same? We hope not. I know you hope not as well. Let's find out then We will cross back to the commentary box to join Tindo, Tendai Sibanda, and Makela Max Mandizidza. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Welcome back to the second 45 here at Rufaro Stadium, the last day of match day number 6. As Herentals, the team at home that managed to keep hold of this Ngezi Platinum side that came in full confidence, and where they beat Caps United by a single goal to nil. But it hasn't been any easy afternoon so far, Max. But getting into the second half, what do both teams need to change?
Well, I think Ngezi would want to stick to their game. I think they've managed to at least get some chances on the break. The Rangers doing the same as well. And I think it's going to be exciting. And I think Ngezi would want to forget that goal that they should have been given after that offside call. I think it's one of those things that let us then lose the trust and faith in the match officiating. It's one of those dubious calls that I think is quite regrettable.
So Lawrence Mondi will be taking us underway any moment from now to kick us off for the second 45. Definitely to see some goals, and here we are. Herentals will start with the center. So no changes from either side from the half-time break. Still confident with the two teams that have been trusted to play. Now Herentals now. Wilmo Chimbetu from outside of the box, trying to get the keeper and the defense unsuspecting, but not so much in terms of execution.
Yeah, Wilmo have been actually causing much more problems also in that first half, and continuing with that intent, a strike from distance. Definitely yes, the technique, but on that time just missing his angles.
Mpumi. He has been solid in defense, Tinashe Mpumi. Ngezi through Chirwa to take the throw in. So Ngezi trying to get into a little bit of rhythm in the second 45. They started off strongly in the first half. Now Tanaka Mnemo just coming in at that last moment. But the defense also coming in from Tinashe Mpumi quite heavy.
Yeah, a better first start there from Nemo, and you could have had a chance at goal. But a very good pass, and just a heavy charge from Tanaka.
So Kashitigu. Now Orlando Savarevi trying to beat, and now Marvelous Mukumba opens the scoring for Ngezi Platinum Stars. Fantastic run from Orlando Savarevi from the left side, drew it back and found the foot of Marvelous Mukumba.
Wow, brilliant play from Ngezi Platinum Stars, starting that move from the midfield as well. And as already finding the cutback and a clinical finishing from Mukumba with his left foot. And that will be a wonderful goal for them and early into this second half. And Ngezi Platinum Stars smiling all the way to the celebration. And what a finish, finding the top right bottom corner. And the goalkeeper beating all hands up there.
3 goals for Marvelous Mukumba this season. He has been exceptional. Remember, the brace he scored in the opening fixture, and this time he's managed to be the difference this afternoon, just coming into the second half. Clutch player, exciting player now, Matananga. So movement on the byline for Herentals. as they're about to make their first substitution of the day. Elasto Chigora will be coming on for Innocent Benza. 200 appearances for the club, but definitely not one he's going to enjoy this afternoon. Now Tanaka Mnemo, quick fit, difficult to take the ball away from him. So now Elasto Chigora has made his way onto the pitch for Innocent Benza.
Well, quick response from the Herentals bench. Quickly after conceding that goal, and they have to take out Benza, and realizing the need of pace, as we just see the Ngezi Platinum Stars player getting up to his feet. Always good to see. But Ngezi just turning up the gears here and quickly going on those attacks as well, still in possession of the ball. Looks like there's been some very good tactics from the changing rooms into the second half, and seeing those fruits paying off as early in the second half.
Maybe the message from the Ngezi Platinum dressing room was take the game to your Herentals, apply pressure, don't stop until you found a goal, and this is exactly what they've done. Now they seem to have upped the ante here at Rufaro Stadium. There's a little bit of energy now. The tempo has been switched up a little bit.
Yeah, now Herentals have to find a response, and what can they do here? They now have all of it to do now, trying to find the equalizer. And it's not going to be easy on them, as Ngezi Platinum themselves still applying a lot of pressure.
Now Innocent Benza there on your screen, leaving the pitch with confirmation of the substitution being replaced by Elasto Chigora. Now there's life into this game, a little bit of opening. It usually happens when the team concedes, but the question is how will Herentals respond? It's about how you respond whenever you concede. Will they find the perfect answer? Now Chimedza on the left side. The captain for Ngezi Platinum Stars coming in the right time to stop the run of play. And Chigora just not putting so much venom on it, but he was open, free header, alone in the box, could not just use his neck muscles to generate the power needed for them to equalize.
Well, good response from Herentals as well. Chigora just coming in for Benza and almost getting the opportunity to equalize for Herentals. Unfortunately for him, just couldn't find the pace and also the direction to beat the goalkeeper. Ball going straight to the goalkeeper.
Now Ralph Kawandera showing that upper body strength to remove Marvin Gaki. Now Marvelous Mkumba. Marvin Gaki looking for options. 1-2 between Orlando Shawarevi. Now trying to hit it. Goalkeeper saves. Tinotenda Ishe making sure that the Ngezi Platinum Stars do not double the advantage. Good run of play. Orlando Shawarevi. Marvelous Mkumba. The quick exchanges.
Yeah, Karengesha there with the opportunity. A very good strike. Goalkeeper getting a tip of his hands to it. And that will be a corner kick, but good play from Ngezi Platinum Stars. Good exchange of passes and good flicks as well. And Karengesha with the venomous strike going straight to the far left post, and the goalkeeper scrambling, getting his fingertips to that for a corner kick. Good save.
Ngezi will deliver into the box. Tinotenda Ishi parries it away. Now Tanaka Mnemo. So as it stands, Ngezi Platinum Stars will be joined second with Dynamos together with 14 points. Now Elasto Chigora coming inside. Chimedza on the far side. Played between him by Elasto Chigora, and offside is the initial call from the second assistant.
Yeah, Herentals going on a very good run there, and Chigora finding a good pass, but unfortunately an offside call as well. But a very good response from them after going a goal down. FC Ngezi Platinum rather looking like they're going for the second goal. They know that this game is not yet over. They'll probably need 2 or more to secure a win today.
Very competitive start to the season, this 2026 season. You look into Dynamo, Skips United, and now Ngezi Platinum joining the fold, just leapfrogging Scotland, who we're currently on 3rd position. Just shows you how much investment we'll do during the off season if you want to perform better in the upcoming season. And so far it has given us glimpses of how wonderful a season it is going to be. Not only in the Casalaga Premier League, but remember there are corresponding tournaments as well, especially the much anticipated the Mono Mutapa Cup. It's going to be one fantastic season of football.
Yeah, definitely you need a squad with a lot of depth, because you're probably going to be playing so many games, also including the Chibuku Super Cup. A very long season ahead.
So now Elasto Chigura now has so many men in pink looking into Clemens Monti. Good defending from Herentals. Quick 1-2s. But Brooklyn Kutumba.
Well, Zimondi would have loved a better first start day. That was a very good pass on him on the flanks. Herentals just finding a lot of space now with Ngezi Platinum pushing so many players forward, trying to get the second.
So now the partnership between Orlando Zavarevi, Tanaka Munemo, and also Marvin Gaki, who was outside of the confinements of the pitch for quite some time as he was receiving some medical attention. It has been a good partnership. You can understand the chemistry between these three players. And you have to say, the introduction of Orlando Zavarevi after Marasirano came out has been beneficial. So third yellow card for Ngezi Platinum Stars, and this time it goes to Orlando Zavarevi, the man who we were giving so much praise in terms of the chemistry between the players.
Yeah, it didn't look like a strong challenge today, but the referee putting out the yellow card, I just thought that was a little bit soft. But very good defending on that flank from Herentals. Now looking like a very different outfit, Herentals, after conceding that goal.
So Wayne Makua stopping the run of play on this right side. Seems like it's a dominant attacking side for Ngezi Platinum. In the first half, they were attacking on that sunny side of the pitch. Now they are attacking from So Prince Mayembe, Orlando Zavarevi, rather, it's Elasto Chigura, Marvin Gaki, Madananga, Marvelous Makumba with a loose touch. Now Chirwa. Match official says that's clean contact.
Well, definitely Chigora making an impact for Herentals after coming in. He's getting a lot of the ball, and he could have scored the equalizer with that opportunity from across.
Tinashe Mpumi. Now Chirwa. Upper body strength being exuded by Chirwa. Tinashe Mpumi. So now Chimedza with a lot of grass ahead of him. Numbers of players making a run into the box. Wilmore Chimbetu just not arriving in time to make the perfect connection to give them an equalizer. But what a run from this left side by Chimedza.
Well, good pace from Chimedza. A wonderful cross whipped in. And Chimbetu, they almost stretching, trying to get into it. Unfortunately for him, the contact sends the ball over the post. But Herentals playing so well here. Quite good football coming from Herentals, trying to get the equalizer, especially from this left flank with Chimedza. Also getting some very good spaces though, and whipping a very good cross in there.
So Blessing Piri and Tinashe Mazambani, the two players that are about to be introduced by Herentals College. So Marvin Gaki. Neat exchange. Marvin trying to get inside again. Taking so much time with the ball. Crosses back. Marvelous Mukumba. Not the perfect connection. Lack of communication between him and Gashwa. Now Marvelous again. And heavy clearance this time by the captain, Ralph Kawandera.
Oh, Gaki going on a brilliant run there and beating almost 3 of his markers. And unfortunately, that cut back, finding people sliding.
Now Elasto Chigora has Chirwa to bit, crosses it back. Chance for Prince Mahembe to tuck it in. Now first time cross, Ralph Kawandera. Not coming in at time. Zimondi to Wayne Makuva. Wayne Makuva still with the ball. And Chirwa clears it away.
Oh, wonderful football from Herentals. What a good response after that attack from Ngezi. Couldn't even find the time to talk about it. And just the desperate defending from Herentals, people, players just sliding all over the place. And on the other end as well, Ngezi Platinum now having a corner. Rather, Herentals with Sigora whipping that cross in. And just a little bit too far from Mahembe, who recycles it, tries to find a pass, and it's a corner kick.
So these 2 players are about to be introduced. We have to wait up until the corner kick has been delivered. Now Kashitigu clears it away. A fantastic round of football in the last couple of minutes coming in from Herentals. Almost trying to respond to that earlier goal they scored when we got introduced to the second half. Now confirmation of the substitutions. Tinashe Mazambani will come in for Prince Mahembe. Could have given his team an equalizer with that last round of play. Chimedza trying to tuck it in. And Blessing Piri then coming in for Clemens Mondi. And that completes the double substitution.
Yeah,
coming
both
in
sides
from Herentals.
looking like 2 different outfits playing in the second half from the teams that we saw in that first half. But a very good response from Herentals after going a goal down. And Ngezi on the other end, still not letting them loose. I think they would know that it's a very crucial second goal that they would need.
So an hour of football plus a minute has been played here at Rufaro Stadium. 61 minutes have elapsed. 29 minutes left for Ngezi Platinum to either add to the advantage or for Herentals to equalize. Now Tanaka Mnemo was trying to find Karengesha. Now Ralph Kawandera playing further forward now. Brooklyn Katumba just doing so much well to evade his markers, but it looks like he's gone down in a little bit of pain. Brooklyn Katumba.
Well, it really didn't look like there was too much in it, but it looks like he's hurt his left foot. We just see there, and definitely stepped on there by Chigora. Medics just getting to him. I think he will be fine to continue. But what a well-balanced game that we now have on the end. Rangers still a goal down, but probably playing the better football, getting so many chances, as you see also that.
So that's Orlando Zavarevi with the cutback that found Marvelous Mkumba to give him the 3rd goal of the season. What a run on the left side. Beating Tinashe Mpuma, trying to tuck his jersey, but he could not do anything to stop the speed of an already fast-moving Orlando Zavarevi.
Yeah, good finish there. Looks easy, but it's never easy. But Zavarevi keeping his head down and looking for that cutback. And fortunately for him, Mkumba was there to do what he's been doing so far this season. Slots his home and runs for the celebration.
So now players resumed and Herentals have a chance to play to the box. Of Kondera are almost coming in, but no one arriving in time to tuck it into the back of the net. The chance after that restart from Chimedza. Again, it's Ralph Kawandera being found in the thick of things.
Well, there was another chance, and unfortunately the ball just goes past the left post, and the Rangers still applying some pressure there.
And Tinashe Mpumi has gone down and seems to be quickly asking for medical attention. Could be a head injury. Tinashe Mazamba, and he's just trying to make his mark earlier after being introduced. Looked like it wasn't a through pass, trying to shoot it on the far post, but maybe Chimedza could have arrived in time to just stick his boot into it.
Yeah, another big class of 8 there. Mapuma Tinashe, it looks like he's going to be fine as well, getting up on his feet. But Chimedza, they coming just late, and probably just too much on that one, and definitely that was an attempted goal. And a good intent though coming in from Herentals.
So Tinashe Mpumi will have medical attention administered to him as we also wait for Ngezi Platinum to make a double substitution. Blessing Piri heading it forward. Marvin Gaki. Farai Matananga. Orlando Shavareri again. Karengeso being brought down to the ground. So a chance for the double substitution to take place. Quincho and Mavudzi to come in respectively. So Tinashe Mavudzi Jr. and Marvin Quincher. So Tanaka Mnemo, one of the 2 players to be taken out. And Ashwin Karengesha, that completes the double substitution for Ngezi Platinum. Still leading in the 66th minute by a single goal to nil.
Oh, Marvin Gaki has just been the driver of that Ngezi Platinum attack as well. Almost playing a free role, roaming about and also getting those good passes and good link-up play in the midfield there with the likes of Mukumba and also Zavarevi.
So now last Ralph Kawandera playing it back. Tinashe Mpumi. Elasto Shigora supposed to be the recipient of that. Blessing Piri. Back to Wayne Makua. Mavudzi gets his first bit of action. Now Marvin Gaki looking into the run inside of Elas. Now Marvin Gaki being brought down, but the match official says no foul there. Almost looked like it was a late tackle on the trailing leg. But Lawrence Zimondi has another view of it.
Oh, the referee had played advantage for the initial foul, and Gaki went on and also looked like he got forward for the second time. But the match official was saying it's a play on.
Kawandera showing experience, and they do win a free kick, exactly timed that move so that he can draw a foul in, and he has won it at what could be a very dangerous position.
Well, Kawandera using all his experience there, getting to the ball first and winning in that free kick, and a definite free kick there. Now Herentals will be wanting to make sure that they can utilize the set piece, as time is probably running out with 68 minutes already played in the second half.
So the last time they had a very, very important free kick to take, it was Innocent Benza who took it, but it's been substituted, and I think it's going to rely on the power of Tinashe Mpumi. And almost looks like Tinashe Mpumi will be going for strength. Now Mpumi to take! Far wide. Not on target from Tinashe Mpumi.
Well, put me with the power, but not with the precision. And that chance goes a begging a little bit over the post. But a good attempt from distance. Definitely did have that power. Probably want to practice it more.
So now, Herentals coming in from the left side. Newly introduced Tinashe Mazambani. Now, Makua away, and that's the earlier free kick that was taken. The last to Chigura not finding the target again.
Well, Chigura definitely does pack a punch, but also missing the target there. And a little bit of frustration creeping into Rangers, but they do still have over 20 minutes, but plus added time to find the equalizer and probably also find the winner.
Mpumi sends it far and wide. Blessing Piri. Now Marvelous Mkumba trying to initiate a 1-2. Blessing Piri now sending it forward quickly. Herentals still with the ball. Tinashe Mazambani was trying to cut it across, but Wilmore Chimbetu, who has been somehow neutralized in the second half, has a chance to recollect. First time cross into the box. Goalkeeper parries it away, but no second ball. Chance to turn defense into attack. Now Ngezi on the break. Marvelous Mkumba, Farai Madananga. Quick to Marvin Gaki. Now Ngezi taking their time. Not so many options forward. Madananga again. Orlando Savareri. And it ends it a throw in.
Ngezi Planam almost slowing their game there on the counter, on the break. Not probably looking to save some legs. There's still some time left in this one. The Rangers as well playing so well and trying to find that elusive equalizer. And they've had decent chances, Chigora would say.
So now the two substitutes combining, and a shot from distance coming in from Brooklyn Katumba. Chotenda issue to restart. Now options for Herentals to equalize, but good marking from Chirwa. Ends in a corner kick, but just thought maybe Tinashe Mazamba was just going to do something the moment he brought the ball to the ground, but Chirwa was quite away, coming in at the right time to stop any form of attack.
Yeah, Mazamba with a heavy touch there and Chirwa pouncing on it, and good defending from him, and giving Herentals an opportunity also now on the corner kick.
So corner kick comes in, lot of pink shirts into the box. Ralph Kondera plays it back. Chirwa heads it away. Now Kashitig with the captain. No. Marvin Gaki turning in that midfield. Farai Madananga looking for the line of Marvelous Mkumba. And the last touch Gora just comes in time. Someone waited for the ball to bounce the Marvelous Mkumba.
Yeah, Mkumba bit into the bounce by Chigora, who has been doing some defensive work, coming all the way from the front to defend there. You see there Benza Innocent giving some advice to the manager as well, as that time is running out for them. And another player injured on the pitch, and fans not so happy about what they are saying.
Suka Shitigu, the captain for Ngezi Platinum Stars, just going down, holding his head. So that stoppage in play will allow Herentals to regroup and reorganize.
Yeah, still some Navy. Ngezi Platinum fans. Not so sure if that one goal will be enough for them to clinch the 3 points. But it has been a very good game. We just see the goal again. Good run. Zavarevi, the cut back out, and the finish from the inside of the foot. And Mukumba doing what he has done so far in the season, scoring some very crucial goals for Ngezi Platinum Stars, and he continues with that good scoring form.
So now play is resumed. Chirwa to Marvin Gaki. Farai Madananga first time cross. Added away, but still in possession. Orlando Savarevi being marked heavily. But Brighton Macharira.
Oh, a very unpopular call from the match official there on the corner.
So Tinashe Masambani as the round of Woolmore. Chimbet. Herentals with another double substitution with about 15 minutes left of normal regulation time. So Blessing Mtenga together with Miguel Fieldman to be introduced. So it's Miguel Fieldman to come on for Milton Chimedza, the man that was operating on the left flank, sometimes on the right. Not an afternoon that we'd want to remember. And Ralph Kawandera, the captain, this time will leave without a goal here at Rufaro Stadium.
Wow, what a shift that he has put in. I think it's been quite crucial in that midfield for Herentals, playing a very beautiful role in terms of controlling the pace of the game as well. And, a very good game from him, Ralph Kawandera.
So now, Marvelous Makumba looking for options. Quick exchange, quick 1-2, but there's a lot of traffic. Tinashe Mpuma, part of those heavy defenders. They concede possession. Elasto Chigora playing it back to Chimbetu Womo.
Good turn from Womo Chimbetu there.
And Tinashe Mpuma just losing his footing. But Marvelous Makumba, what a player. Exciting to watch, quick, decisive.
Probably going to be seeing more of him this season. Looks like he's in form and he's very fit, and it's just been wonderful, especially the way he moves in that 18 area and those quick turns, and the finishing in particular has been brilliant from him, as we just seen with that goal today.
So now Farai Madananga sends us forward. Womo Chimbetu, Tinashe Mazambani. But there is the presence of Praise Machengeti. Brooklyn Katumba.
Well, Ngezi just have to control the game from here, and if you can't find that second goal, then you just have to protect the one that you already have. And obviously Herentals are going to be pushing more men forward in the aim of getting the equalizer, and that will probably give Ngezi a chance or two on the counter.
So remember, Ngezi Platinum Stars haven't lost away They are one of the few teams to have kept all their clean sheets. So they say Rufaro Stadium is a good hunting ground for them. And if it ends as is, it's going to be another good record away from home. And it's something that they would want, especially that long journey back to Ngezi. Good evading of the marker, but Katumba keeping pressure on him. And they'll get a corner kick. Well, Mark's notable absentee in the captain. I mean, remember, it was emergency substitution change against Caps United. He had to be replaced, but he's another figure they would have wanted to see on the field of play. Can bring so much, especially with his experience. But they seem to be doing quite well as he's nursing his injury. Now Herentals to deliver. Cutting inside quite well. Now crossing it. Waiting for the run.
Well, the substitutes for Herentals, they're trying to make the difference. Futbin, Miguel as well as Mutigesa Blessing. About referring to Amini from Ngezi, I think they're definitely going to miss him, but probably not today. The team holding up, especially with a very good play from the likes of Marvin Gaki. But I really would want him to recover, and he would definitely be important in the later half of the season.
So 8 minutes have gone by at Rufaro Stadium. Herentals, the home team, trailing by a goal to nil. The last time they did play it was a midweek fixture again, and they won against Agama by 3 goals to nil. But Ngezi Platinum Stars are a different team altogether, joined second as it stands with Dynamos together on 14 points. Blessing Piri not failing to contain Marvin Gaki. Now considered possession. Looking for the run of Tinashe Mazambani. So another free kick that goes in favor of Ngezi Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum just taking the game away from Herentals now, trying to keep possession and just knock the ball around, and still keeping an eye on the watch. But still over 9 minutes to go. Herentals do still have a chance.
Matananga finds Katumba. Katumba looking for Orlando Travareri. Marvelous Mukumba comes in. Receives it again. Marvin Gaki just trying to make the run between Brighton and Macharira, but still in possession of the ball. Mukumba with Orlando Travareri. Back to Mukumba again. Now wayward pass from Mukumba. Now concede possession. Collected by Lasto Chugura. Now Fieldman to Mazambani. Can now try to beat Chirwa, who has been fantastic. Side net. Well, Chirwa got the first yellow card of the game in the first half, but that didn't seem to derail him defending as exceptionally as he's doing, and also going forward. You almost think that he doesn't have the yellow card.
Yeah, definitely quite a clever player he is. The team full of very clever players. Marvin Gaki, they just saw on the other attack, stealing the ball away from an unsuspecting defender. And Herentals now getting the net fixed after the attack cross, getting the outside of the net, and we have to make sure that it's fixed before we can continue, because you'd remember without VAR, really want to have the net stretched so that if ever the ball is to go into the back of the net, you have a clear view to confirm that.
Might have been a very powerful cross, because if it manages to break the net down, it shows you that Tinashe Mazambani still has a little bit of energy in him.
Just would have loved it on the other side of the net, rather.
Not the side of the net. But that still confirms that Ngezi Platinum here at Rufaro Stadium is still leading by a goal to nil. And that's Lawrence Simondi with a bunch of Ngezi Platinum star players. and looking into also a number of Herentals players.
And some fans there tonight. Still wanting to watch the game as well.
Well, that's the nature of the beautiful game. Not only giving us fans we call the 12th man, also birds coming in their numbers. Well, if the fans do not come, be assured the birds will come.
Well, Herentals, after losing by 4 goals to 1 against Hard Rock, I think this will be another difficult one for them if they go on to lose it. You don't really want to go on 2 games straight losing.
Well, they started the first half quite well. It's just that the second half was what a different gravy for Ngezi Platinum. Started to play with a little bit of rhythm, quick passes here and there. Marvelous Mkumba just stepping up, and Orlando Zawarewi, that link up between the two players.
Definitely not going to be a bad loss. I mean, they've played some very beautiful football. If not for the chances that they have not managed to tag, it was always going to be a difficult one playing against Ngezi, as you were saying, tied on top, on second rather, with Dynamos and the Sibe that they
still wanting to be involved in matters of the pitch, but remember he was substituted. Now, Brighton Majarira with a glancing header, but had not so much power. But now with a quick turnover, Marvelous Mkumba has runners on either side. But now he tried to go at it alone, just delayed with that pass that could have found Junior Mafudzi.
Now Mkumba going for goal there, probably in decent position. He couldn't keep it down. It looked like he was going to feint the pass, and then went for the strike. And that could have been another brilliant one from Mkumba. And we just see that attempt there from Herentals. Good cross in, just couldn't find the power as he was leaning back and trying to hit it. Always a difficult one, that one.
Well, some of the best midfielders in the world will tell you that when you have a 3v2 situation, it's easier for any midfielder to capitalize on the situation. But it almost looks like for Marvelous Mkumba, he delayed with that ball, could have fainted. We've seen it happening so much time on an international stage, where if you have the ball in the middle of the park, you can either feint it and then play it on the unsuspecting side.
Well, player buzzing with confidence, and probably they've wanted to score the spectacular from their range.
Fieldman Chirwa just taking his time. Mkumba, Gaki now losing the ball. Almost looked like they were trying to build something. Elasto Chigora losing it to Brooklyn Katumba. Elasto Chigora can now try to give Kashitigwe a run for his money, but cross doesn't beat the first man. Ngezi passing it with confidence now. Now Mpuma. Brighton Majarira very lucky to have that own goal ruled. You would have been knocking his head down. Now Herentals, and that last touch for.
Well, Herentals have made some very good changes. Equipment, Miguel there, also playing on the flanks, and also Blessing Piri, who has been making some very good passes in the midfield, actually going for those changes to try and find the equalizer. And they're not holding back here, at times just running out for them.
So Wayne Makura almost thought that the free kick was going in their favor. So Tinashe Junior Mafudzi, a player that was in contact with Wayne Makura.
I haven't seen much of Mafudzi. Another impact player that Ngezi Platinum does use. It looks like he's up and will be ready to continue. Ngezi Platinum will be thinking that the win is in the bag. but you really want to make sure that you keep yourself on your toes until the 90 minutes. It's never over until it's finally over.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of added minutes here, something like 10, because we remember we had a lot of stoppages, so I think it's going to be a minimum of something to 8 to 10 minutes as we are heading closer to the end of the 90. Now they have a 4v2 situation. Tinashe Julia Mafudzi on the right flank. Here's Marvelous Mkumba coming inside. A very tame pass, wasting what could have been a fantastic counter-attack, trying to double the advantage on the break.
No, Mafudzi getting the ball there, and good thinking from him, but he's just going to find Mukumba there with that pass. Looking for the second goal just to seal this one.
So now Fieldman. Marvin Gaki now playing almost further forward with the central striker. Orlando already losing his footing. Womo being dropped by Madananga down. And a yellow card. Ngezi Platinum have received more of these yellow cards, and it is Fare Madananga this time. So marks, well, confirmation of the added minutes, a minimum of 8 minutes.
Well, probably well deserved there, as we just see that foul from Madananga, well deserved yellow. But so many stoppages, especially also to do with that offside call, and also in the second half we did see the match officials attending to the net, and definitely 8 more minutes for Herentals to try and find the equalizer here.
So Fieldman sends it forward, trying to flick it from behind. Now it's Tinashe Mazambani. A lot of commotion into the box, but Herentals tried to clear it away. Marvin Gaki will be in a tussle with Tinashe Mpuma. Now the run of Marvelous Mkumba being stopped. Almost looks like there was a jersey pull, something that Lawrence Simon didn't see. Now Orlando Shavarelli was blessing Piri besides him. Tinashe Mafudzi. Marvelous Mkumba lays it off for Madananga. And wayward pass. Now Tinashe Mazambani can make the run behind Chirwa. Now Mazambani can tuck it in. Almost gives Herentals an equalizer in the 91st minute, but could not just direct his shot between the ground and the crossbar.
Well, brilliant pass there from Tigora, and a wonderful first touch from him, and just there on the finish, Mazambani just couldn't keep it down, but a very good attempt from him, and that could have been the equalizer for Herentals. I'm not so sure if they will get many chances like that.
Well, another yellow card given to Tinashe Mpuma for Herentals this time. He clearly doesn't understand why he's been giving the yellow card, but almost looked like he was just derailing the run of Tinashe Junior Mafudzi.
Probably not much in that, just using his hands, and the referee probably forgetting that it's a contact sport. I don't think there was anything with that, especially to warrant a yellow card.
So Farai Madananga sends it into the box. Wilson Chimbetu clears. Now Blessing Piri will be looking for the run of Tinashe Mazambani again. But last-ditch defending.
Yeah, desperate times for Ngezi. And Blessing Piri, the substitute, with a beautiful pass. And Mazambani was in. Very good running coming in from Mazambani, finding the spaces. And the passes have also been brilliant for him. Herentals coming on the push here.
Well, praise Machenge to imagine the speed of a very fast Tinashe Mazambani. Now cross into the box. Pandemonium into the box. Now Tinashe Mafudzi. Chirwa the defender being played through. But now Elasto Chikora. And it's been caught for offside.
Wow, it's all happening here today in the 80 minutes of this one. And Ngezi Platinum also going on that counter-attack. Herentals pushing men forward, leaving some spaces for the likes of Mavudzi to run in. And Chigora just cut offside there. Herentals are desperate to find that equalizer with almost 4 minutes remaining in this one.
So of the added 8 minutes, we have seen so far 4 being played. Makuva Wayne. But Ngezi Platinum have been on the fast break a couple of times, countless times. And every time they have so many runners on the flanks who think they would play Tinashe Mavudzi. But they've gone for a pass in the middle, which doesn't yield to anything. Now Mazambani again. There's Madana got to beat. Fieldman waiting for it. He can cross it to the box. Fieldman. Parried away. And the danger is averted. Darlington Murasirano. Now Blessing Piri. Trying to take a long throw. Now Elasto Chigura. Now Marvin Gaki collects. Tinashe Mavudzi finally collects this one. Can he play in between the defenders? But not the best pass, and is offside.
Yeah, Marvin Gaki just going a little bit too early there. Mavudzi, I thought, could have kept it a bit and delayed that pass and tried to get a cut in. But now Mavudzi getting those chances and those spaces because Herentals definitely pushing everybody forward.
So this could probably be the last substitution coming in from Ngezi Platinum Stars. Mukariri, and we'll be waiting for confirmation as who he is going to be replacing. So I think Marvelous Mkumba has played his 95 minutes and will be replaced by Mukariri. The goal scorer, the difference so far between these two teams, scored earlier after being teed up by Orlando Javarevi. And this goal might be the crucial goal that gives Ngezi Platinum Stars a win away from home.
Yeah, brilliant finish from Marvelous Makumba. You can just see there, player in confidence, and a job well done for him. And his shift is done for the day. And applause coming in from the fans and from the bench as well. It's probably going to be their top player this season, as we just see that finish, a good cut back and a wonderful finish from the inside of his foot.
So it's the late run into the box, something that you need your roving forward to do, especially Marvelous Makumba, who sometimes plays as a number 10. Just made that late run into the box and tucked on that ball coming in from Orlando Javarevi. So Mugariri, Chigaki, so many men ahead of him. Now Wilmore trying to go forward, but not the best option considering it so many runners on his flanks. Tinashe Mavudzi, can he keep it in play? Too much for him. So 97 minutes with only a minute left to play, rather some seconds. Maybe there's now belief for Ngezi Platinum Stars that this has been a good day, and confirming their manager's sentiments that Rufaro Stadium has been a good hunting ground. They like playing at Rufaro Stadium.
No, there's been a very good game for both teams as well, both managers, but Ngezi Platinum manager on the winning side actually would be the one to celebrate. And another loss for Herentals, and that will be the second for them after being beaten also against Hard Rock. It's been a very difficult start for them. This one has not been easy also, but a very good game and good signs from those young players also that have been put in by the manager. We've seen the likes of Fidel Miguel as well, promising youngsters for Herentals.
Herentals coming in forward. But now Tinashe Mavudzi going forward as well. Now a number of pink shirts ahead of him. And with that, Lawrence Simondi confirms with the final whistle. Ngezi Platinum Stars 1, Herentals 0. And then just looking to Kashitigu jumping on the bag, being piggybacked by Lawrence Simondi. Happy with the decision and happy with the match official blowing this final whistle, and it confirms that they are still unbeaten on the road.
Well, smiling faces from Ngezi Platinum Stars, just being playful with the referee there. Probably a little bit of more irony as well, Tendai, after considering what we saw on that offside call, and another Herentals player lying flat on the back, and after giving their all, Herentals couldn't find the equalizer, but a good game from them. Ngezi Platinum Stars fans happy with that one as well, celebrating on the grandstands. I think it has been a very good game for them after traveling all the way from Ngezi. Now another win for them on the throat. I think they will be challenging this time around for the title itself. But well done and well played from both teams.
Well, this final whistle from Lawrence Simondi confirms the conclusion of match day number 6, as we will be coming this weekend back again with match day number 7. Herentals conceding and losing, courtesy of a goal that came up from Marvelous Mkumba. So Maxo, what a game, and thank you for joining us as an analyst. It's been a pleasure. I hope you also enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed giving it to you. I'm Tendai Smanda, and until next time, it's goodbye.
So, Madame Buro, Ngezi Platinum remain unbeaten. One of 4 teams, only 4 teams unbeaten this season. They do it over Herentals. Now, remember I said they'd met on 11 occasions. It's now 12 occasions. Herentals have won 5, and now Ngezi have won 4. 3 have been draws. I'm now joined by a visibly disappointed Herentals head coach. We call him Uncle Celestino Benza. Well, Uncle, the second defeat in as many games. What do you attest to that?
Yeah, we missed a lot of chances. And in the first half, we're supposed just to have buried the game. So you can't expect to miss a lot of chances and win the game at the end. So we missed a lot of chances and then made a silly blunder at the back, and then we conceded and then we lost the game.
But you will say now, well, it's early stages yet, and there's plenty of things to come. Would you say that for the Herentals supporters watching right now?
Yeah, they're supposed to be patient because it's just game 6 and we still have 28 more games to play. And we're going to rise and we're going to work on converting those many chances that we're getting. And then as well as also trying to work on with the defenders so that at least they do not keep on making the same mistakes. And at the end of the day, we end up losing games if we keep on not rectifying what we've done. So we still have 28 games to play and we're going to rise and we're going to make them happy.
Can you just give an update, especially for the Herentals supporters watching now, an update on Tino Benza?
Yes, we are very happy with his recovery, and very soon he'll be joining us because now he started light training, and soon he'll be on the pitch. So we are going to have more numbers in attack.
Definitely, you missed his predatory finishes up front, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely we do. Definitely we do. So we wish him a speedy recovery, and we really want to see him on the pitch.
Okay, Coach, tough luck. All the best for your next game against Manica Diamonds.
Thank you very much.
That was Uncle. That's Celestino Benza mourning about the missed chances there and the silly blunder that had them, that goal they gave away in his terms to Ngezi Platinum. And also an update on star forward Tino Tenda Benza. Of course, he is the nephew of head coach Celestino Benza. We're just waiting for the head coach of Ngezi Platinum. He was formerly the head coach of Ngezi Platinum. Did you see him celebrate? No, I didn't see him celebrating. We're just waiting for the tree of knowledge Kumbi Mutiwekuziva just to find out the secret behind Ngezi Platinum this season. As I said, one of only 4 teams that are beaten in the league so far. You're wondering the other ones, there's Dynamos, of course Ngezi Platinum, they're the Scotland and Highlanders. Those are the only 4 teams who have yet to test defeat this season. Now I'm joined by the tree of knowledge, Kumbi Mutiwekuziva. Congratulations, coach. Did you celebrate? I didn't see you celebrate against your former paymasters, but no, jokes aside. Well, congratulations for keeping your unbeaten run. And the second half, your rear guard was so resolute. But your reflections on the game?
Yeah, quite a difficult one. A difficult game playing against the Herentals. You know, they are my former masters. They actually know how I work with my tactics. It was quite a very difficult game. Looking at the way that we have played even first half, they had intentions to stop us, but we had other ideas. You know, they created chances. They also managed to defend first half, but we should have punished them early in the game because we were dominating, especially in possession. And also, I don't know whether the ref should have maybe awarded us the goal that we thought it was an own goal. But going forward, after the restart, we had other ideas to raise up our intensity. We were actually a bit down in terms of intensity in the first half. The second half, we said, no, let's go and increase our intensity and play with tempo. And this yielded good results on goalkeeping and also in defending. We are doing very well. You know, we have only considered 3 goals, 2 penalties, and 1 in normal play. Which
I want to cut you. Sorry for cutting you, head coach. I just want a quick one. I bet you want me to ask this one. What is the secret of Ngezi Platinum after losing 8 senior players? Just quickly, what has been the secret?
No, you know what? New opportunities always come, especially to players. I believe that they are of the same abilities. No, they now have opportunity to prove themselves. Okay. That's why they are playing like this.
All right. Thank you so much, coach, and all the best on your short trip back to Mondoro.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, that was Kumbi Mutiwekuziva, the tree of knowledge, telling you the success of Ngezi Platinum. 8 senior players gone, but they're still one of only 4 unbeaten teams. Oh, by the way, they've jumped from 5th to 3rd on the log standings because it's now Caps United 1, Dynamos 2, Ngezi Platinum 3, Hard Rock 4, Scotland 5. Yes. Very interesting. Well, that's just about it. I know that you enjoyed this as much as we did. We always do, presenting this to you live in the comfort of your own homes, in the comfort of the sports bus, in the comfort of the motor vehicles. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. From everyone in the ZBC TV sports crew, fronted by our producers Bevan Shinrai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.